This is stuff I wish I knew.
Your protein intake is non-negotiable.
Not up for debate.
Not up for debate. Should we talk about protein as a molecule? Should we get our science jacket on? Should we go full nerd?
Jeez, I'm gonna get exposed, mate. You get your nerd on. Bro. I'm just gonna listen.
Right, protein. Right, let's think about protein and take training out the equation, because I think that's probably a good way.
Yeah.
So, protein is essential for repairing and building tissue in the body. Right,
building blocks.
Right, it is responsible for helping keep our immune system strong. So take training out of the mix, and it's fair to say protein is essential. It's essential for us. We require it for the growth and maintenance of tissue. And if we think of the proteins in our body as somewhat replaceable, they're constantly repairing and replacing. So this is without training. So throw training in the mix. Why is people's protein intake so low? It's bonkers. It actually baffles me. If you look at like a standard, I think how people grew up, toast or cereal for breakfast, soup or a sandwich for lunch. People are getting to 3-4 in the afternoon, getting to dinner time, and they've had about 12 grams of protein.
Yeah.
Unacceptable.
It's frightening.
It's scary.
Yeah.
And then they wonder why they're piss weak.
Yeah, I think the food industry has kind of pushed us towards this idea that, we know that carbohydrates are fuel, but in actuality, like, they're not essential, are they? No, carbohydrates are essential.
Technically not, because you can go keto. So technically carbohydrates are non-essential.
But
they're essential to us because bagels and cereal.
Yeah.
But that's a whole nother topic.
But protein, like...
It's essential.
It's essential, right? You need that.
It's essential for cell
regeneration, right? So, when it comes to training, we know that in order to, provide the body with the nutrients that it needs to recover and repair and grow from training, you're going to have to up your protein intake. And then most people, when they start an active or fitness journey, whether that is building muscle, maintenance, losing fat, you quickly find out that their protein intake is way below what it should be. And I just think that people they seem to gravitate towards highly palatable foods, right? Rather than they can't be bothered to get up and make eggs, have a sit-down meal at breakfast time. A sandwich at lunchtime from Tesco tends to be like
convenient.
What is that? Like a tuna sandwich from Tesco? What's in there? Like 20 grams of protein? It's like nothing.
That's
right?
the thing. It will always be you get a chicken sandwich there. It's got 20 grams. So you're like, hang on a minute. There's not even a chicken breast in this sandwich. It's less than.
Exactly. And then they find out that they're not full, so they go and again they're grabbing carbs. Where in actual fact, if they got their protein intake, protein is going to keep you fuller for longer. They're less likely to snack on all the other stuff that throws their body composition into, a place where they don't want it to be. They're then able to start to see the benefits of their training better because they're providing the body with the nutrients it needs to adapt and grow.
Nailed it. And I think that just to add to that is that if we talked about the how essential protein is just to function, throw training in the mix on cells that are already repairing themselves, regenerating. If you're throwing a training stimulus into the mix, where are you? Your body needs the protein just to rejuvenate cells, let alone additional tissue, and then maintain that additional tissue. So, protein intake is probably the bane of my life when it comes to the things that I absolutely nag about on a daily basis. So I always do try and explain that muscle's not going to come out of thin air. It's not going to come out of boom. It's not going to come out. It's not going to appear magically until that protein intake is adequate.
So something that I think that a lot of my female clients kind of struggle with is getting their protein intake up, right? Perhaps they're not the biggest meat eaters, but now, you've got low-fat dairy products, right? Yogurts, cottage cheeses, which you can throw in the mix, give you a little bit more variety, as well as the typical eggs, poultry, meat, fish. And then just to kind of, hit home how protein is important, especially for females, is if you look at, stuff that typically females care about, hair, nails, those creams and those shampoos will have added protein in them. So if that's good enough for, if it's important for your hair and nails, it's going to be even more important for your body, your physique, your muscles to develop.
100%. 16 seconds left. Right, the best protein choices that aren't the obvious: chicken breast, egg, and steak. For me, the Hacks fat-free Greek yogurt. What a winner! You just chuck fruit on that all day long, and you've just bumped up your protein by 20 grams a day.
Boom. Smashed it.